Hello, everyone. Today we will be covering the topic of oil spills today. So, oil spills. What happens? So most of the time, these happen in small amounts and accidentally. The most common occurrence in which this does happen is when a ship is being refueled and oil is accidentally spilled into wherever it is that they are being filled into, typically in a bay or a port. This doesn't generally cause a great amount of harm compared to what has happened before with bigger oil spills, such as the BP oil spill or the I forget what it was called, but it was an oil spill back in 2011. I believe it was on an oil rig. Anyway, so oil is an extremely harmful substance that is also extremely useful. As we use it to fuel our cars, basically to do all kinds of things that we use in our domesticated lives. However, it is an extremely harmful substance to ocean life. What is oil exactly? It's a fossil fuel derived from extremely old remains of plants and animals, generally found within the ground because of how old it is. It's sort of like a fossil when you think about it. There are two ways that harms ocean life in terms of oil spills. First is fouling or oiling. This is a physical effect where the oil will stick to an animal, and a good example would be a sea otter, where the oil will stick to the sea otter's fur and strip away insulating properties, which risks hypothermia. Another example would be a bird. If oil were to stick to the bird, it would strip away its flight abilities and essentially cause it to drown or just be unable to fly in general. So the other way of pollution is toxicity. This is where the oil has toxic compounds that can cause severe health problems like heart damage, stunted growth, immunodeficiency, and death, obviously. Typically this occurs when the oil gets into the sustenance for fish. Another thing that can happen is if the respiration of the fish somehow, quote-unquote, breathes in the oil. I'm not sure. It's not exactly breathing in, obviously, but yeah. Recovery for oil proves difficult as wildlife is very hard to find and catch. Generally, this is because humans in their natural environment do not belong in water in general, and fish obviously do. So this is why it proves difficult to find and catch these fish that are affected by it, as well as the oil has created a very misty appearance, which is difficult to see through. So fish may be hard to actually find within said oil spill. Some animals are also too big to recover. Whales, for instance, are too big to, say, carry off with a helicopter to take it to a more secure area where it can be cleaned and they can be rehabilitated back to health. Cleanup for oil spills is primarily done by the Coast Guard, and those responsible usually have to pay for the cleanup and restoration, which can be an extremely expensive operation due to the fact that they have to pay for any kind of vehicle or just any kind of non-profit organization to go out there and clean up this oil spill, as well as have the government go out there to clean it up. It's an extremely expensive operation. Some pictures of oil spills could involve something like this, where a ship will say sink during disaster, and oil will spill out into the ocean, which is an extremely disastrous thing. Oil can also light on fire within the ocean, which is an extremely dangerous experience. I'm sure that many fish may die from it. So yeah, that's the topic for today. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot from this. Thank you.